From Lamar Jackson to Jalen Hurts to Joe Burrow, several star quarterbacks have signed mega deals in 2023. So let's discuss whether they'll be worth all that money or not. Starting with Lamar Jackson, who made a 5-year deal with the Ravens, and the news dropped like a bombshell. After all, it's worth $260 million, making him the highest paid player in the NFL in 2023. That means he'll be making a jaw-dropping $52 million a year.
Lamar's been MVP, and we've talked about this. He's been incredible on the field. He's been a beacon in that community. He's done everything the right way. It's awesome to see kind of that get rewarded, that he's earned every single penny of that.
Now, what's even more impressive is the fact that Lamar acted as his own agent during the negotiations. I mean, what perfect timing. Like, he sold it right before the NFL draft. Honestly, the Ravens could have picked a fresh quarterback in the first round, but they decided to give Jackson some love. Eventually, they chose Zay Flower, the star receiver from Boston College at number 22 overall, and Lamar couldn't help but get excited about it on social media.
Next 5 years, it's a lot of flock going on. Let's go, baby. Let's go, man. Can't wait to get there. Can't wait to be there. Can't wait to light up M&T for the next 5 years, man.
Frankly speaking, the deal has been a roller coaster ride. Just in March of 2023, the Ravens slapped a non-exclusive franchise tag on Lamar. Yep, they made him available for trade. And let's not forget the moment it seemed like this football fairy tale was headed for a divorce. On March 27, 2023, Lamar dropped a bomb on Twitter, saying he wanted out of Baltimore as they weren't giving him the contract that he deserved. What's even more dramatic is the fact that Coach Herbert was chatting with reporters at the NFL's annual meeting when he tweeted this out. Long story short, everything's been settled and Lamar finally got what he deserved. Way to go, Lamar! But you know what? Lamar's now in the perfect position to fulfill the draft day promise he made to the Ravens 5 years ago. They're going to get a Super Bowl win with me. Believe that.
Everything out of me. They're going to get a Super Bowl out of me. Believe that.
I know he's suffered a number of injuries over the past 2 seasons, but you can't deny that he's been the star player who turned the Ravens from underdogs to winners once again. His career record of 45-16 is one for the history books, ranking him 4th among all starting quarterbacks since the Super Bowl era kicked off. Moving on to Justin Herbert. Let me tell you that the Chargers just locked in their star quarterback with a massive $226.5 million extension. Yep, he's not going anywhere until 2029. Let's be real, there was never really any doubt about this happening. To be honest, it was more of a question of when, not if, the Chargers would seal the deal with Herbert. And guess what? The ink is dry and the contract is rock solid. To add to that, Herbert earned every penny of this deal with his impressive performances in the first 3 seasons in the NFL. I mean, seriously, trying to find a quarterback in the history of the NFL who has put up the kind of numbers Herbert has in his first 3 seasons, yeah, he's literally a record-breaking machine. He's got the most completions, passing yards, combined touchdowns, and 300-yard games of any quarterback in their first 3 years. Oh, and his 94 passing touchdown, second most ever in that time frame. But wait, there's more. Herbert is also the only player to score over 4,000 passing yards, and he's one of just 2 players to kick off a career with 3 consecutive seasons of 25-plus touchdown passes. Seriously, this man is on fire! Now, here's the thing. The contract extension isn't just about numbers, but more about securing the Chargers' future. After all, it's hard to find a franchise quarterback in the NFL. Some teams hunt for years or even decades to find their leader. Well, Herbert has been doing all of that and then some, and he's only 25. Clearly, the team is banking on him to help them win their very first Super Bowl. Sure, there might be some challenges down the road, but for those who've seen Herbert's magic on the field, they know exactly what the Bolts have got in their quarterback. Following up, another player who just hit the jackpot is Jalen Hurts. Yep, the Philadelphia Eagles have locked him in as their star quarterback with a jaw-dropping contract extension worth $255 million, making him one of the richest players in NFL history.
He deserves every penny. He's earned it, not just because of his exceptional play on the field, but his leadership as well.
Let me break it down for you. He's going to get a hefty $23 million signing bonus and a cool $64 million in the bank by 2024. But hold on, there's more to this deal that meets the eye. Hurts has the potential to earn an extra $15 million through incentives, bringing the grand total to a whopping $274.3 million. Sounds like an absolute W. Now, here's the thing. While Hurts is making some big bucks, the Eagles have been under pressure when it comes to the salary cap. Back when he was on his rookie contract, the team had some room to load up their roster with seasoned pros. But this mega deal changes everything. After all, in today's NFL, star quarterbacks continue to take a large portion of the salary cap. No wonder the effects have already been felt. In the anticipation of this epic extension, the Eagles had to say goodbye to several familiar faces in free agency, including Javon Hargrave, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Marcus Epps, T.J. Edwards, Kazar White, to name a few. But it wasn't all gloom and doom, though. They managed to keep the dynamic quarterback duo of Darius Slay and James Bradberry, not to mention the likes of veterans like Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, and Jason Calise, who are coming back for more action. Plus, with a couple of first-round picks and 4 selections in the top 100, the Eagles have the opportunity to beef up their roster with some talent and budget-friendly rookies. But make no mistake, extending Hurts was the top priority this offseason, and for good reason. I mean, the man lit up the league in 2022, finishing second in the MVP race right behind, you guessed it, Patrick Mahomes. Seriously, this guy was on fire, throwing for over 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, and just 6 interceptions in 15 games. No wonder he's now the face of the franchise. Besides Jalen, Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals have also reached a historic 5-year deal worth a whopping $275 million with an insane $219 million guarantee.
That's the biggest deal in NFL history. About $220 million is guaranteed in that contract, and it means Burrow is now going to be a Cincinnati Bengal until at least the 2029 season.
Well, now, this deal's been in the pipeline for quite a while, and while we were all eagerly waiting, it's finally in the books, setting another benchmark not just for quarterbacks, but for all NFL players out there. Now, hold on to your helmets, because this contract makes Burrow the highest paid single caller in the league, with an average annual value of $55 million. What's amazing is the fact that the guaranteed money edges out every other quarterback out there. You see, Joe wasn't the first player to fall in the 2023 quarterback megadeals. We've seen Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, and Lamar Jackson all sign contracts that just kept one-upping each other. But in the end, it was Burrow who came out on top. Now, if we analyze this deal in terms of grade, you bet it's a solid A. I mean, come on! Burrow is an absolute beast, a consensus top 5 quarterback in the NFL. In fact, he single-handedly produced some of the best seasons in Bengals history. Not to mention his dedication to the team is just impressive. Seriously, he's not just a quarterback, but he's become an icon for the city of Cincinnati. Locking him down for the long haul means that the Bengals championship window stays open wide for years to come. Recognizing his value and shaking off any cheap labels is definitely a W in my books. Still, we got to keep an eye for what it means for other Bengals stars like T. Higgins and Jamar Chase and their potential extensions down the road. So while Cincinnati will definitely try to lock them too, this historic deal makes extending other stars a bit trickier. Well, it goes without saying that QBs are easily the top players in the NFL right now. Buddy Ryan, rest his soul, had quite the quote tucked away in one of his playbooks. He didn't hold back when he said that quarterbacks were these overpaid, pompous characters who deserved a good punishment. Quite a different case from today's NFL now, isn't it? I mean, back in the day, it was a whole different game, with guys like Lamar, Jalen, and Joe now ruling the American sport. But let's be real here. Quarterbacks are indeed making tons of cash. They got the swagger, and they're protected more than ever. Just take a look at the 4 mega deals that I've mentioned. Yeah, they're enough to make your head spin. So sorry, buddy. Quarterbacks can't really be punished. In fact, the NFL worships them now. They're the ultimate stars, the guys in the limelight. Still, you can't ignore the fact that QBs still take a hit now and then, but make no mistake, the rules are all about keeping the QBs safe. After all, they're the crown jewels of the team. Honestly, Ryan would have been mad if he was around today. In his prime, it was the defense that shone bright, but now no one can come close to QBs. Clearly, the defenses have been pushed to the background, who play a supporting role for the QBs. Seriously, money is pouring into football like never before, and quarterbacks are riding this wave real good. But the thing is that all these mega deals don't always guarantee success. I mean, sometimes injuries and other unfortunate factors come into play. For instance, take Deshaun Watson, who got a $230 million contract extension, but didn't quite live up to the hype. So for the teams, it's always going to be a bit of a gamble. There you have it. That was all you need to know about the quarterback's mega deals.